Manchester United have let us down. I'm joking, of course. They haven't let us down. Manchester United haven't let us down. News coming out today. The Baleba dream seems like it's over. Do you belabor in love after love? I don't know. That was horrendous. Welcome, guys. Good evening. Football is on. Terrible scenes at Anfield, by the way. Racism stopping the game. Absolutely appalling. Just shows no matter how good your fan base is, as the world knows, there's always one fucking moron that will absolutely go out there and destroy everything. But anyway, back to Manchester United. The Baleba news has been hit today by David Ornstein, and have we got a slow start already? Are we slow starting? I don't think it's me. I think it's you. No, I'm fine. Guys, are we good? I think we're good. It's looking good my end. It's looking good my end. Chat, let me know. I think we're good. Anyway, we'll go on and we'll keep an eye on it. So, yeah, the Baleba news dropped by Ornstein today. And look, we can look at it this way or we can look at it another way. We can look at it in the way that that's it. Manchester United have absolutely ruined it and we are back to square one. We have no midfield option available to us. We can do that. Or we can look at it as maybe, just maybe, Manchester United will have a plan B in this situation. Now, the news has come today and, you know, look, we can honestly go with the negativity. Manchester United not planning to proceed with Carlos Baleba this summer. Indirect and direct contact between clubs, but Brighton have been clear a sale and the level of fee to consider is too high. The thing I want you to remember is Baleba all the way through this has wanted to come to Manchester United. We know that. We know he's wanted to come. The second thing I want to say is that also a few years ago, 2023, some of you might remember the summer where Moises Caicedo went to Chelsea, and weeks before, 11 days before, it was said that Brighton will not be letting this guy go. It's done. He is staying. What happened? He went to Chelsea. So is this story dead in the water? I'm going to sit here and say I don't think it is completely dead in the water. And what I don't like is I've seen so many messages already saying, Manchester United, you're a disgrace. How can you walk away from this deal? Well, Manchester United for so long, guys, and I think we can all appreciate this, have been famed for overpaying, for spending too much money, regardless on the player, regardless on the ability. We have been laughed at for doing that. Manchester United absolutely need Baleba. They need a player like Baleba in there. But at the same time, at what cost do Manchester United go for a player like Baleba? Because if we're looking at the stupid, and I am going to say it, stupid territory of 120, 130 million, I'm absolutely fine with Manchester United walking away from this deal. And I can sit here and I can say that. I'm still a Baleba, still love him, still think he's incredible, still think he would absolutely revolutionise Manchester United's team. But we have to look at the facts, people. We have to look at the facts. There is a cost where Manchester United should not go, rightly so. Fabrizio Romano come out and said Manchester United have made an official and formal contact with Brighton today for Baleba, as expected. The clear answer was that there was no intention to sell, not even indicating a price for this summer. United are now expected to turn attention to different targets. Now, I can honestly say that there is two parts of this story. There's two parts. Now, there's the part where Manchester United go, yeah, absolutely fine. Do you know what? We tried. You're not going to give us a complete definitive price. We'll walk away. The other side of this is, are Manchester United doing the whole, fine, we'll walk away, and the player then is saying, do you know something? I really wanted to go to United. Brighton is, look, you're paying me pittance. Is there any way you can let me go to this club and not price me out of a move? Now, there has been talk that Manchester United, have been made aware that Baleba is a good boy and he won't chuck his toys out of his pram. But I just feel like if you're Baleba, it's a tough one because you could end up having I hope he doesn't have a terrible season because I still want to be United, but you could have a terrible season and miss out on a move going forward. You could. But at the same time, if you don't have a terrible season, if you go on have a quality season, next season you know that there are going to be other teams interested. So there's two people that don't lose in this situation. Brighton don't lose because regardless, they can probably earn big money. And Baleba doesn't lose either because, look, he's going to have options. I still don't think this deal is completely dead. I said to you a few weeks ago that Manchester United have a silly transfer in them. When I thought Baleba was getting closer and closer, I sort of shimmied onto a goalkeeper. However, now I just wonder if this is the silly transfer. I genuinely do. Make sure you like and subscribe on the video as well, people. Let's go and say hellos. I haven't said hellos to everybody tonight. Evening, Dan. Good to see you, even though you scared me with the buffering. Evening, Chappie. Hope you are well. Jamie, my man, good to see you. What else we got? Jamie saying it looks good. That's good. That's good. Wah, ha, ha, ha. Do you see I did a key change there? I went higher. I hope you're well. Wahaha. Love that picture, by the way. Absolutely love that picture. Chappie says maybe they walked away to bluff Brighton. Chappie, I like that comment because do you know something? That's what you do in a sort of battle to sign a player. We've seen Liverpool walk away from the Isak news. I mean, to be fair, with Ekatike tonight, would you be going out there and spending the money for it? And actually, I think Isak's probably in a hotel room watching this now going, oh, fuck. Bollocks. TK's just scored. So I don't know. There's different levels to this. Ben, good to see you. Well done for setting up the fantasy football. Guys, we've done the fantasy football. I'm going to release what the prize is on Sunday. I'm looking forward to releasing that. And it's good to see so many of you in there. How many of you have got some Liverpool players in it tonight? And actually, how many of you have been silly and put Bournemouth players in? Evening, Warbzo. Good to see you. And yes, as Ben says, make sure you get those likes and subscribes up. Anthony, hello, Dan, and everyone had a few days away. Baleba news, not good, but the team already looks massively different still. Extremely happy with what the board have done so far. And actually, before I get into the other hellos, I want you all to look at this message. I want you all to look at this and focus on this message. Manchester United have had a transfer window that we could have only dreamed about after the Spurs game. Yes, we wanted Baleba, but let's be honest, that come out of nowhere. You know, 2 weeks ago, we didn't have a fucking clue that Baleba was even interested. So I don't want United fans to turn around now and say, well, that's it, United have ruined us, because there are options, and we will go through that. Niche fan, good to see you. Mugara Dan says we are going to next option in midfield, Crystal Palace. I've got some news on that. Warbso says it did feel like we were getting in with Baleba early. So next summer, when there's more clubs going for him, we come out as favourites. But we did well this year. We never expected the players we got. Here's the thing. I do worry, and Niche fan, quite rightly so, Ornstein has confirmed that we look utterly ridiculous. I don't think we look utterly ridiculous. I don't think we look utterly ridiculous in this. Manchester United saw their chance. They asked the question. They identified a player that we knew would make the team better. They identified a player that nobody else was linked with. I don't think we look ridiculous at all. I genuinely don't. Says, oh, thanks. Put it there after Jasper show the other day. Jasper's he's downstairs. Is he? Yeah, he's not crept in this time. It's 2-0 Liverpool, by the way. Cody Gakpo with a goal. Yikesy. City can now come in and sign him. The City, do you know what? If United don't get Baleba this summer, he will go with City or an Arsenal or even a Liverpool next season. Ben's got Frimpong, Salah, and Ekatike. No one's got Gakpo by the looks of it. It's okay though. Ruben has said Mount is an option for midfield. Niche fan, everybody, I want you to stop panicking. Okay? There is cause for, what's the word, happiness. There's cause for positivity. Indikaila News, who broke about the Baleba interest at the start, has said Manchester United will make firm inquiries with Adam Wharton being the first choice, Morten Hjulmand, my choice, and Edison of Atalanta. Now, there is news to break on this, and it is the information that came from the same source that's provided the information on the Baleba interest. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm going to level with you. I want Hjulmand. I think Hjulmand is the man we need to go for. Hjulmand absolutely has to be the guy that Manchester United go all out for now. Obviously, you've got Wharton. You've got but Wharton. I'll read a bit about his price in a minute. You've got Edison, and I'm with Wahaha. I'm with Wahaha. I don't want Edison. So I actually feel like Manchester United should go for Hjulmand. Now, these are the reasons why. When you look at Hjulmand, straight away, the first thing you need to remember, his style makes him a complete modern midfielder. Defensively wise, this guy breaks shit up. He is like Wreck-It Ralph in that CDM role. He anchors a midfield, wait for it, that is a double pivot with the 3-4-3, yo. Playing style, defensive screening, and also protect. This guy has built his career on protecting the back four, back three, back whatever, back five, whatever formation he's played in. He does well at intercepting passes, breaking the play, and pressing opponents in the middle third. Now, when you look at him, the one characteristic I want to go through before we go through the rest of it, Hjulmand is a captain. He is a leader. And I think we can all agree so many times in this Manchester United side, we have been so bereft of leadership. I think this guy would suit us to a T. Oh, Christ almighty. Almost a decent... Fucking Liverpool are all over him now. I think United are crying out for this type of player. A player that knows the Amorim system. A player that knows what his role is. He is not bothered about going up the field to get goals. I think he's got like 4 goals. No, maybe a bit. Hang on a minute. I've got it written down. I think it may be like 20 goals or something. Anyway, regardless, in 270 appearances, this guy doesn't think about going up there and scoring. All he thinks about is smashing the shit out of players, getting that ball and pushing forward. The guy's a beast as well. The guy is a beast. Is he like 6'1", 6'2"? When you talk about players with dead ball situation, that helps us at the back and that helps us going forward. Hjulmand is 26 years old, still got a long, long time of his career left. I genuinely feel like Hjulmand is the answer. Now, I'm going to put a poll in. I'm going to put a poll in because we obviously want to have a look at this. If not Baleba, then who? And I'm going to give you 3 choices. I'm going to give you Hjulmand, I'm going to give you Wharton, and I'm going to give you Edison. Okay? I want you guys to vote on who you would have instead of Baleba. Nice and easy tonight. Nice and easy. Pop in there who you would go for. Who would you go for? It's Hjulmand for me. Let me go through some more of these comments whilst you're voting. Sancho to Roma up there here, and he's not convinced. You know what the thing is with this guy? I mean, we had the news yesterday. It was like, this could be done, you know. This parasite, this fucking parasite, who's only famous today for going and getting a tattoo of his missus's middle name on his ear. I'd clip his ear, I would. I would clip his ear. It's like he goes, yeah, do you know what I'm going to play, yo? And then he goes, no, I don't know. I want more money, though. You know, I've got to pay for more tattoos. Got to pay for more diamond earrings. The new FIFA's coming out. I've got to pay for that. I wish this guy would just... I know it's a Friday show. If there are any children watching, please be careful now, because what I'm going to say, I wish that guy would fuck off. I am sick to death of him. Sick to death of hearing his name. I won't rest until he's gone. Maguire Dan says, my brother, thanks for the updates. I'm a United fan from Uganda. Great to have you here, my friend. Make sure you're liking and subscribing, guys, on the video. Anthony Buckley says, we look like we were willing to splash 100 million on a player, then the club said, no, not this year. Exactly that. Edison is mayor. Don't want him. Ben says, Donnarumma could be back on. Edison staying at City, apparently. Here's the thing with that. So, okay, you know my thoughts. I don't want to spend money on wages. I genuinely don't want to spend the money on wages. But if we can go out there and get a Hjulmand for 60 million, 50, 60 million, considering we were going to spend the money on Baleba, does that not free up money then to go out there and get a decent keeper? We've got a new front three. Anything else is a bonus. Chappie is right. Anthony says, Baleba next window, everything is prepared. The player wants to move. Just think we will have to wait a bit longer. I genuinely don't think he comes to us next season, Anthony. I think by next season, City will be looking for that midfielder. Liverpool will be looking for that midfielder. I think the demographics of the clubs available to him I think will scare us away from there, because we still won't be at a place where we're challenging for the Premier League. We might be in the Champions League. We still need a midfielder to achieve that. And Lawrence says, baby, it ain't over till it's over. I love that, Lawrence. I love that confidence. I hear what you're saying about Morten Hjulmand, but he's nothing compared to Baleba for me. And look, Niche fan, there's nothing wrong with saying that, but there is no other Baleba, is there? There is no other Baleba, and if we can't get him for the money that United have got to be careful. We can't spend 130, 140 million on this lad. We just can't. So if we can't, let's go out there and get a replacement that still betters what we have. Ferdinand, good to see you. It's great to hear from you. I hope you're well, and we've missed you too, of course. Hjulmand would be the obvious one. He already knows the system, and I agree with that. And Baleba will be better than Camavinga and Valverde. We've walked away from him. Completely unbelievable. Niche fan. Right, Niche fan, you're a great fan on this show, and I love it because you always give your unbiased opinion, and that's why I love having you on here. What I want to ask you is, what would you have expected Manchester United to pay for Baleba this summer, knowing that Brighton, in some sources, wouldn't even give us a price. In other sources, it's 115 million. In some sources, it's 120. I want to know, what would you want Manchester United to pay for this lad? Because, again, nothing stops him coming, having a bad season, and then he being labelled a flop. I think United have to protect the Benjamins a little bit more. Here we go. You've answered, to be fair. 120 plus 10. Mate, I think that's... I think we can't, I don't think United can do that. We've done well with the spending that we've done. So 130 million, essentially, for a lad who's had one decent season in the Premier League. We need to be careful. His ceiling is through the roof. We know that. However, I think if we can't agree something between like 100 and maybe 105, I think United are well within their rights to say absolutely not. Now, I flip back on that, Niche fan, and I will say this, mate. I'm not going at you. Don't worry. You know how much I love you. This could be a power play from Manchester United. This could be a sense of United saying, well, you're not going to give us a premium, or you want us to pay that? No, we're out. And then we also go back to Baleba, who has been a good boy at the moment. Everyone says Baleba's attitude has been first class. There might come a moment in the next weekend, next week or so, where he goes, hang on a minute, no, I want to go. I absolutely want to go. So, can you do this for me? I see myself playing for Manchester United. Now, there's caveats to that as well, because are Brighton in a better situation than Manchester United? Yes, they are. But the potential with Manchester United and the potential of Brighton is very, very different. Brighton, for me, and I say this with the utmost respect, if there's any Brighton fans watching this on the playback or any in the chat, I say this with the utmost respect. When I think of Brighton, I don't ever think of Brighton being in the Champions League. And look, they might do it this season and humble me. I love that. I love being humbled. But when you think of Manchester United, it will always be a question of not if, but when they get back to the Champions League. And that is not me being a cocky fan. That is not me thinking that I should just demand that we're Champions League. It's just a case of, I know that this club will do what they need to do to get back there. So it's an interesting take here. Manchester United could go back there. They could leave it a couple of days and go, right, Brighton, we've let you calm down. How much? Let's talk. Or we do just walk away. But the difference between Manchester United with this transfer and the Sesko transfer and the Mbeumo transfer and the Cunha transfer is there are a lot more options available for Manchester United to go out there and have a look at. If we didn't get Sesko, we knew Watkins was going to be a no-no. We could have ended up with Dominic Calvert-Lewin. If we didn't get Brian Mbeumo and we didn't get Cunha, I would hate to even believe as to who we'd probably stick with Garnacho, probably stick with Bruno up there, and there would be less communication, less creativity. Manchester United would be in the doldrums. Manchester United could be playing a fantastic game here, but I will not sit here. I will not sit here and say Manchester United have completely buggered this up because we've got nowhere else to go. We've still got 2 weeks of the transfer window, and I expect Manchester United now to put all of their efforts into getting that midfielder. The good thing is, if we are going to get a midfielder, you know and I know that this isn't going to be a long, drawn-out month process. This is going to happen soon. There is news, and Simon Stone reported this about Hjulmand, where there was reports, and let me just bring it up because I like to make sure I've got this factual. Someone I've spoken to with an understanding of Hjulmand's situation believes the 26-year-old Dane will move this summer. United do need to start selling players, but I am guessing that if they exhaust their inquiries for Baleba, their sights may turn to Lisbon. 50 million euros, by the way. 50 million euros for a player who is ready-made for this formation, for a player who understands what Amorim wants to get out of a team, for a player who I think would have the absolute balls to say to a Bruno Fernandes, get your fucking ass back here. You are in this pivot with me. So I don't look at tonight's news as that's it, season over, we're done. I stay positive because I don't think Manchester United will let this one lie. I don't think Manchester United will end the current transfer window without that CDM, because Amorim will absolutely be vocal in the fact that we have no midfield at the moment. We are relying on Bruno suddenly becoming this central midfielder, deep-lying playmaker, happy to be in the pivot, and then we are relying on Casemiro, Ugarte, and Mainu. Casemiro, absolutely not. Ugarte, you know my thoughts. And Maino, yeah, could do it. And the other news as well, I don't know if anyone saw this today, is we have let a midfielder go today. Collier has gone to West Brom. That is another player that could have played in that formation. That is another player that if we have injuries and need cover, could have done the cover. Manchester United aren't letting this one slide. So I don't want you guys to get upset. I don't want you to lose hope. I want you to sit here and go, yeah, okay, Manchester United might just have something else up their sleeve, because that's the way I'm looking at it. Niche Fan says, I know you're not. I trust your judgment. I just really see this guy as a top. And you know what, Niche Fan? That is why I love all of you people that come onto this show, because you have just as big a right to tell me how you feel about a player. You all have just as big a right to tell me if you think I'm wrong about something. Absolutely put a comment in. Tell me what you're thinking. I will always read it out. You know that I read every message out I can, and I will always understand and try and unpack your opinion. Okay? That's just the way that Dan United channel absolutely works, and that's why we have such a great community. Anthony says, I don't think we walked away. They're saying not for sale. We're saying, okay, we'll look elsewhere. If they're going to sell in this window, they will talk to us. And he also goes on to say, plus imagine we drop 130 million on the lad and he picks up an injury in the first. Imagine, that is United's luck, that is. And absolutely agree, he's that perfect fit. Now, the other player that Manchester United apparently are moving on to, this one I think is probably extremely hard to get over the line, is Wharton. Wharton from Palace. Now, here's where I sit with the Adam Wharton links from Palace. On the Richter scale, I put this as low as hell. I really, really do. And the reason I say that is because there's two factors here. A, he's in Europe with Palace, and I think out of all the clubs that would look at him, he would probably not. I don't think he'd fancy United. And the second one is that the value of this lad, because of two words, English tax. Palace, his current value apparently values him anywhere from between 60 million to 100 million, with some sources citing, it's 2-1. Goal, 2-1. Liverpool have conceded. That's fucked my fucking fantasy football with Alisson in goal. The 100 million figure is often mentioned to deter as a deterrent to scare off suitors, given his long contract. And remember this as well, 2029 his contract. He's got 4 years left and he's a key player. Now, the Adam Wharton one, if it were to happen, it would have to be because the player wants it. It would have to be because Adam Wharton comes out and says, I want to leave this club. The World Cup's coming this season. Manchester United at the moment haven't had an England player, a United player in the England squad for a while. So God knows why he's want to come to us. But the other side is, would he fit the system that Amorim plays? And actually, I do think he would. Wharton is a tenacious pressing midfielder. But what I worry about with Wharton is I don't think he would have the aggression in him to tell a Bruno, you stay back here and you help me. I think with the age, I'm not sure that he would get that. Adam Wharton would be a fantastic signing, chap. I absolutely hands down think so. But I just think out of him and Hjulmand, I think Hjulmand is the one that you go out and you just fucking get it. You get it done. Get it done and move on. 50 million, 60 million at tops. You're looking at a player that will come in ready-made. let's have a look at the vote. If you haven't voted already, by the way, where are we? So 43% of you are saying you'd take Hjulmand. 43% of you. Make sure you vote. I'll give you another couple of minutes on this. 36 are saying Wharton and 21% are saying Ederson. Have a look in that vote. I want to see and I want to know where your guys' heads are at with who we should go for in that midfield position over a Baleba. I'd be very interested. And also, there is over 50 of you in this. Let's smash those likes for me, people. I want to get those likes up as possible. As Chappie says here, like and subscribe. So, the next question. Manchester United play Arsenal this weekend. We know this. Liverpool on the attack here as well. Just quickly look at that. Oh, it's dealt with. No, it's okay. Dealt with. Liverpool, Manchester United play Arsenal this weekend. Who do we think Manchester United are going to start in that midfield? Because I'm telling you something. I can't see Ugarte starting in that midfield. There were comments made by Amorim today where, I don't know if you saw it or heard it, that he mentioned Sesko, and he said, Sesko's been training, he's had a pre-season, he's looking sharp. Will he start? We'll just have to wait and see. I think for me, that tells me that Ruben Amorim is going to start this guy up front on Sunday. And he absolutely has to start Sesko against Arsenal. With this whole news with the midfield, I need to be focusing now on what my front three can do. And we have waited and waited and waited to see Benjamin Sesko, Brian Mbeumo, and Cunha in that midfield three. I think Sesko could eat on Sunday. I think this kid could eat. I've seen Ian Wright say that he thinks he'd get 10 goals, 12 goals maximum. Guys, 56 of you in the chat here. How many goals do you see Sesko scoring this season for Manchester United? And do you think he could hit the ground running this Sunday against Arsenal? Out of everyone, I think Sesko scores this Sunday. If he starts, I've just got a feeling that he scores this Sunday. And I would go as far to say, and I'll put it in the chat, I think this kid in the league can easily get 15 goals. Dan says 15, 16. Andreas says the only worry about Hjulmand is his speed, so covering large areas might be a problem with him. Ooh, almost another goal there. Brighton are going for this, by the way. I was just about to say Dan said 15. That's me. Ian Wright is an Arteta ass kisser. Wah, ha, 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 is completely right there. Chappie says 19. I love that. Fucking love that. Ferdinand says 16. Anthony says 15 to 20 goals. 15 assists. And I'll tell you what, if he did that, he'd probably have one of the best breakout seasons for GNA I think we've ever seen. Andreas says 18. Wah, ha, 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 says 22. So we are all in the opinion here, that this guy can come in and hit the ground running. The question is, long ball over the top. Liverpool don't deal with this. Hang on a minute. Ball's played across. I tell you what, Liverpool are on the ropes here if you're watching this. The other thing that I want to say is there are so many Arsenal fans that keep saying to me, I've got a horrible feeling that Cunha's just going to pick the ball up and welly it into the top bins. I'm feeling confident as the day goes on and as the weekend starts approaching, and I'm realizing I've got football on here. I'm realizing that we have Premier League football. I'm feeling confident about United this Sunday. I really am. In fact, so confident. By the way, the vote, I will finish it now on 51% of you want Hjulmand. That's a really good vote. Well done, guys. I am just going to ask you a nice and easy question. What will the result be Sunday? Win, lose, or draw? Do we win, do we lose, or do we draw? Nice and simple for you. Pop it in there. What do you think United will do this Sunday? Honestly, I have no idea about the midfield against Arsenal after the Mason Mount comment. Remember, niche fan, managers have a knack of trying to throw people off. Managers have a knack of throwing names out there just to throw people off. I don't for 1 second think he really sees Mason Mount as a central midfielder. And I don't think it would be fair to play Mason Mount there. Mason Mount has never, ever played for United in that midfield role like this, in the position that we need. He's played in a midfield where he's attacked, but he's not played in a position where we are going to need that double pivot. playing 2 attacking midfielders at central midfield would be like sending, I don't know, sending your favourite guy to McDonald's and expecting to get it back. It would be a slaughter. Andreas says, like and subscribe, guys. Yes, make sure you are liking and make sure you are subscribing. We are doing fantastic, guys, with the likes and the shares, by the way. What are we on with the likes now? When I last looked, we've gone up a little bit. Keep pushing them up, guys. Keep pushing them up. I want to see some more likes on that video for me, please. 50% of you at the moment, but there's only 8 of you that voted. There's over 50 in the chat. There's over 60. Vote. I want to see some votes, people. 50% of you are saying to win, and I want to see those likes go up. Let's get the likes up, people. Ferdinand says, I'm not confident at all. I'm worried about our midfield. The midfield is the weakest link for Manchester United on Sunday. Make no mistake about it. The midfield is absolutely the weakest part of Manchester United's game. Oh, Brighton are in. Bournemouth are in, sorry. Bournemouth are still in. What's happening out here? A bunch of idiot kids running about. Anyway, almost 2-1 there. A goal and assist from the front three, too much to hope for against Arsenal 3-2 to us. Okay, fair. And Dan has gone with head and not heart. So, no, heart and not head. So you're definitely going to win. Dan Moore, we can still get away with it for a few more days. Guys, let's try and be confident here. First game of the season. I'm fully expecting Old Trafford to be it's going to be electric. The atmosphere is going to be electric. United have to go for it. Make no mistake about it. Arsenal are going to be the ones that are under pressure for this game. Everyone is saying United haven't got a clue. You know, they're going to. Some people are saying we're getting relegated this season, which makes me laugh. But a lot of people are saying United will be nowhere near things. However, Arsenal absolutely have to start with a win. They have to start with a win. If they don't start with a win, people will ask questions of Arteta already. There are some people saying that Arteta may even go with Havertz over Gyökeres, which I think is absolutely nonsensical. I've heard it all. But stranger things have happened. Let's look at this vote. Let's see if... Guys, there's only 10 votes. There's a lot more of you in here. Let's get some votes in here. There's 10 people voted. I want to know the question. The answer to the question. What will the result be on Sunday? A win for United, a loss, or a draw? Get those votes in. I want to see what you're thinking. Step Hen Welch. Oh God, I haven't said anything about Step Hen Welch. No, sorry, I thought you got me. United 1, Arsenal 3. Okay, explain. Give me some context here. I want to know. I want to hear people's opinions as to why you think the result will be so. Bearing in mind, I don't think Arsenal have scored more than 3 goals at Old Trafford since the 70s. So that's a big one. Gyökeres will start. I think Gyökeres starts. If Arteta's in the same situation as Amorim is. If they don't start, if Amorim doesn't start Sesko, we'll go fucking mental. We'll lose the plot. If Arteta doesn't start Gyökeres and starts Havertz, equally, I think the fan base will absolutely lose their shit. And what if they go and lose? I think Arteta's one of the managers, I think, under the most pressure this season. I genuinely do. They've backed him with players again this summer. They've got the new sporting director in there who people say have a great reaction, has a great relationship with the owners. I actually feel like there is a lot of pressure on Arteta. Arteta has to win something this season. Be it a cup, and I think it'd have to be an FA Cup. They're not going to win the Champions League. He has to win something or the Premier League. I mean, looking at Liverpool tonight, I wouldn't say that they've lit the place alight, but it's the first game of the season. You always get an indifferent start, but it's going to be an interesting season. I think there's going to be some surprises this season. I'm not saying what you've said there, Wahaha, but I do get what you're saying. He is foolish if he's starting Havertz. How's this vote coming? Come on, guys, get some more votes in there. For the love of Christ, 13 of you have voted. I want to see more. 46% of you have at the moment voted for a Manchester United win, which is interesting. I think I thought it'd be a lot lower than that. I thought a lot more would go for a draw. That's what everybody else that I'm talking to seems to think at the moment. We'll just go for the draw. And the other news, of course, is that Manchester United may have a problem with Le Mans. the goalkeeper that we have been chasing for a while, it seems. Le Mans from Antwerp. Inter Milan are now interested in Le Mans. Now, Manchester United have to be careful with this one because I feel like whilst they've been looking for a goalkeeper, they've kind of looked at Le Mans and said, well, yeah, safe bet. Don't worry about it. If everything else fails, we'll get the kid and then we'll go about our business. Le Mans attracting interest from Inter Milan. I feel like that kid would be fantastic in Italy. And I think we could see issues if he were to go there because we would lose what I think is a player with a very, very bright future, a high ceiling when it comes to goalkeepers. When you look at the fact that this Sunday, Anana in goal, Binder as his backup, we are so out of touch in goal. I think it could come back to haunt us. I genuinely do. The only other thing with this Baleba news is I bet Anana's probably on his way to Brighton now to bang his door down and say, hey, you come now, or else I'm going to lose my job as the super agent. I'm hoping it'll be a really open game with a high tempo. It will be. Manchester United will definitely go for this first game of the season. If we can play with the same intensity as we played against Villa on the last game of the season, I think we'll be all right. I genuinely think we'll be all right. People are expecting Arsenal to come and roll us over. And I was on a Redman TV earlier and, Bournemouth are away here. If he squares it. Oh, it's 2-2. Bournemouth 2-2. Semenyo. Oh, my days. Oh, my days. Bournemouth have just equalised. That is incredible. Bournemouth have just equalised against Liverpool. It's 2-2. That is absolutely fucking brilliant. Slot, man. Slot, I'm telling you. Ha's got it right. Let's go. See, Dan, you tell us to stay positive, then spoil it by reminding us who we have in goal. Look, them's the rules, mate. Them's the rules. I can't. What's happened here? So it goes. Oh, it's a terrible mistake. And then Liverpool are all over the place. They've absolutely thrown so many men forward that it's 4-on-2, and it's a great finish. That is a great finish. And actually, I will say that. I'll say that, Liam. That is redemption for Semenyo because he was the one that was hit with racial abuse in the crowd, and that's why they had to stop the game. So for the idiot who, and I don't class Liverpool fans as idiots because unfortunately racist fans are across the world. But for that Liverpool fan who did that tonight, that was for you. That was for you. Football always wins. To coin a phrase says, fuck me, what a goal. That's a great finish, that was. Says, I called it earlier today, 3-3 on another stream. What other stream? I thought I was the only streaming. Come on. Scummy Balls spend all that cash and lose would be a great start to the season. We can't say too much about that. Let's not go too much on Liverpool because we ourselves have spent a lot of fucking money this season. But I tell you what I will say. Bournemouth, everyone, I was one of them, expected them to absolutely suffer with losing players this season. And they've looked decent tonight. They have looked decent. They were great in the first half. Semenyo is class. They've done well to keep him. They have. They absolutely have. And I tell you what else they've done. That value will keep going up on Semenyo. What's happened here? Let's just have a quick look. Tyler Adams. Oh, Verts go down. Verts goes down so easily there. They've spent 300 million. They have spent a lot of money, to be fair. They have spent a lot of money. But guys, anyway, forget that shite. Forget that shite. Let me check something quickly. I wanted to check something before I spoke about this with you. Let me just check this before I speak to you about it, because this is interesting. So there are reports coming out. I don't know whether to believe this, you know. There are reports coming out that Manchester United were expecting this to happen with Baleba, and they are fully expecting to go back in with another offer. Let me just check it. That's Andy Mitten. That's not Andy Mitten. That's Ross Harwood. Let's be frank here. Are Manchester United, in your eyes, chat, genuinely a team that could go back in and try and test the resolve of Baleba? Because I said to you at the start of this stream, it could happen. What I'm asking is, do you think we are out of this battle just yet? Do you think we are? I personally now would say no and go and get Hjulmand. Jesus Christ. Liverpool. No, nothing there. The supporter who racially abused Semenyo was in a wheelchair. I'm not finishing that one, Liam. I see where you're going. Thierry Henry face there, mate. Liverpool's defence is woeful. Liverpool's defence has looked shocking. Some people are absolutely flying at Endo at right back. I mean, another offer. Ornstein said they've walked away. Niche fan. They always say that, though, don't they? Let me try and find it for you. Let me try and find it. And I'll bring it up because I want to. Let me have a look. Ross Harwood. Right, Ross Harwood, where are you? Right, okay. Let me share this. For you. Ross Harwood is not willing to let it go. Now, Ross Harwood, some people say he's reliable. Others say he's hit and miss. Let me bring it up. And show you. I'm doing this for Niche Fan. He knows that I love him, so I'm going to do this for him. There we go. You ready? Here we go. So this is the news from Ross Harwood. This isn't news. 2 weeks ago, this may have been news. Point being, there has been encouragement of a deal being possible. Obviously, people will think it's over after reading that. I can assure you it's not. Deal well and truly still on. So it's who you believe, isn't it? I mean, there are going to be, one thing I'll say about this news is there are going to be so many ITKs in the nose who are out there now saying, I've heard it's going to be Hjulmand, I've heard it's going to be Wharton, I've heard it's Ederson. Ross Harwood, I'm not so sure. I tell you what, let's do the smart thing here. Let's go to Grok. I love doing this. Is Ross Harwood? I can't spell Harwood. Harwood reliable? Let's see what Grok says. The reliability of Ross Harwood depends on which individual you are referring to. We've got some fucking real estate agent. That is fucking lol. That is fucking hell. Right. That's hilarious. We'll read about that one in a minute. A person is referred to in posts on X regarding transfers, particularly related to United and other clubs. Several users question his credibility, labeling him as a fake ITK and accusing him of guesswork or deleting tweets when predictions are incorrect. Post criticizes optimistic claims about potential Baleba deal, with some users calling it. Well, there we go, guys. I think, do you know what we're going to do with that? I've seen all I need to see with that one. We're going to unfollow that. We don't suffer fools on this channel. Once we realize what they are, we say no. We say goodbye. So there we go. There was that little bit of positivity, and it fucking went to shit. Wah, ha, 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 says, nope, just need to make an offer they can't refuse. We lose him this window, we lose him forever. And this comment is absolutely right. Baleba, if Manchester United think there is the slightest chance, and this isn't stupid money of 130, 140 million, then absolutely they need to go for it. I still personally feel like Manchester United will go back. It wouldn't surprise me in the next 48 hours if we see the reports Manchester United back in for Baleba. Wouldn't surprise me. If there is any truth in the Angelo Stiller rumours? Stiller was a weird one because, hang on a minute, let me just see it. I saw some stuff on Stiller before, but I'm not sure. I think it's just a name that's being linked. I don't feel like he's someone that we've gone for. Stretford Post are saying about it. Let's have a look. What else? No, I can't see anything. There's nothing creditable from proper sources here. No, it's just fan accounts. If I was to sit here and read all of them out, I wouldn't be giving you a total reflection on that, Liam. It's just fan accounts that are talking about him. The new board, I don't think anyone actually knows what they are doing, being very tight-lipped and direct. And this is something that I want to remind you of. Manchester United's board this summer have got the ability to do the unexpected. We all thought that Sesko was dead in the water. Then, boom, went out there, got him, done within 48 hours. I wouldn't rest on this one just yet, is what I'm saying. As much as I would like United to not pay stupid money, as much as I wouldn't be mad at United for just going and getting Hjulmand and saying, look, we tried, let's go elsewhere. Don't don't rest on this one. It's never over until it's over, and I think Manchester United could potentially go back in. Reece Jones says, I think it'll be 2-1 or 3-0 to United, so come on, United. Yes, that's what I like to see, Reece boy. Andreas says, we are out of the race for Baleba this summer. There we go. Andreas is... I love Andreas. Andreas, what I love about you, mate, is you are straight to the point. You go, no, we're done. We're done. You do this, and I love that, mate. I appreciate you looking up Harwood. I will always, yeah. Ornstein is one of the big boys, and Indy Kaler as well. Ross has been spot on this summer, says Rick and Mank. Let me have a quick look and see if Indy Kaler's put anything else on there. Let's go to Indy Kaler because they do tend to. There's nothing really about the. See, they've distanced themselves well from the Baleba one as well. They've distanced themselves. Let me just bring this back up for you. Manchester United will make firm inquiries for Adam Wharton, first choice. Morten Hjulmand of Sporting Lisbon and Edison of Atalanta is also on the short list. News to break soon. I just don't know if United. And then the other thing is, are United releasing this through the channels to make the player again, Baleba, go? Hang on a minute, I can go there. I should go there. I think United should pay for Baleba, says Richard Munn. Okay, there's no problem with that. Let me just. I've got some woman on my bloody screen here. Who the bloody hell's this? Get off, you bugger. Let's have a look at the votes. So 39 votes. We have got. The result will be a win. 54% of you have said a win on Sunday. Let me end the poll. I'm going to start. Do you know what? I wasn't going to do another one, but let's do another one. And this is a nice one. Should United pay the money for Baleba? Bloody hell, can't even fucking spell tonight. You can tell it's a Friday. Should United pay the money for Baleba? Nice and easy one, that is. Nice and easy one. Do you think they should go for it? And guys, these likes are very low tonight. There's a few of you watching. If you haven't had a chance yet, hit the like button for me. Hit that like button. I want to try and get to 50 tonight. It'd be great with your lovely people's support. If our midfield is poor on Sunday, it may force our hand. And Chappie makes a valid point about this. Do we think that Amorim would be foolish enough the first game of the season to go, right, so you're not going to go out and get the midfield I want? Okay. I'm chucking Casemiro and Ugarte in midfield. Yeah, fuck it. Let's just get overrun so that Sir Jim, when you sat there in your comfy chair, you can see just how fucking much we need that midfielder to change the way we play. Cameroonian sources are saying the deal is still on. That's fair. Rickamank says that. And Liam says we'd love to see Wharton in red. Look, of course we'd love to see Wharton in a United shirt. Adam Wharton in a United shirt would be absolutely brilliant. I think this kid has got so much potential. He could make himself a real player on that team. And actually, Liverpool. Oh, it's bouncing around in the box. Hang on a minute. I'll come back to you in a second. Oh, Van Dijk with a terrible pass back. I tell you what, Alisson's far out of his box here. This game's, if anyone's watching this game, it's ending very, very end to end. Alisson with a long ball forward. Just 2 seconds. Stay with me, chat. Leaves it for Szoboszlai. Salah. Terrible ball. Oh! Oh! It's 3-2. 3-2. Is that Chiesa? Fuck. Chiesa. I didn't even know he still played for fucking Liverpool. Chiesa's just scored a winner. It looks like he's got... Chiesa's still at Liverpool. When the fuck did that happen? I thought he was gone. Fucking hell. Liverpool look like they've won it right at the end here. Right at the death. They look like they've just won it. And he touches the badge. He goes, come on. I'll be honest with you. Chiesa looks like me. He looks just as stunned to be on the pitch. He's like, I'm fucking it. How the fucking hell? That's incredible. It's well left, to be fair. Are they appealing for offside? They're not, are they? Keeper makes a save. Don't deal with it. It's a good finish, that is. Good finish. Chiesa then. I tell you what, how many people had Chiesa with the winner? I bet no fucker had that. Baleba would be amazing, but if we can't get him, we still need to find a solution, even if it's short term. Juan Ronaldo, don't worry. Manchester, all of you, I want you to know this. Manchester United will not just let this lie, and they won't go into the next season without a CDM. We can look at this as bad news, we're struggling here, or we can look at this as we're going to see now if Manchester United, if the recruitment system that we have, Barada, Wilcox, Vivell, if they have a plan B and if they're willing to put their money where their mouth is. Now, the only problem I will say is United. It's a decent finish, that is. Bournemouth hang on. Bournemouth are going again here. Bournemouth. Still in play. Oh, this game is, I tell you what, if anybody's not watching this has been a great end to the game, this has. Fucking hell. Ornstein's never wrong, says Niche Fan. Niche Fan. Ornstein has been wrong. Ornstein said about Caicedo to Chelsea that that Brighton would not sell Caicedo that summer. He was not going anywhere. 11 days later, he went to Chelsea. Ornstein is great, but sometimes the best are even wrong. And Liam confirming what I said there. Reece says, yes, let's get Baleba. Come on, United, please do so. Manchester United, we need the win. We need the win and we need the fucking player. There we go, Niche Fan. No, and this, again, Niche Fan, you know my thoughts on that. I just want to check if there's any other news here, because I don't know about you guys. I've just got a feeling that tonight something's going to break. I just get the feeling that something is going to break here. Let me just have a quick look. And I'll tell you something as well, chat. I'll tell you this for fucking free. If you're Isaac now watching this game and you've just seen this ball in, hang on a minute, I'll stay with it. Ooh. If you're Isaac and you're watching Ekatike do what he's done tonight, are you sitting there and thinking, well, that's me stuff? If it wouldn't surprise me if Isaac tomorrow, Newcastle turn up to get to the game and he's there outside the bus with flowers and chocolate saying, come on, guys, we're family. Families fall out. I'm back. I'm back. My God. I tell you what, though, guys, if you're watching this, Bournemouth with a corner, it's come back out. This has been a really good game. Just have a look a second. Liverpool get it, and Liverpool get a cheap free kick. That's a fucking appalling. That's so cheap, that free kick is. That's so cheap. So fucking cheap. So cheap, honestly. Refereeing again, I don't know if anybody saw at the start of this game, the blatant handball from Bournemouth that VAR seemed to miss. Isn't it always the way? Premier League season starts and we're all looking forward to talking about fantastic goals, formations, the managers, the grit, determination. But the only thing we can talk about tonight, two things: racism and VAR. That's the only two standing points. And the other standing point will be, how the fuck was Chiesa on the pitch? Liverpool, are they going to keep it in the corner? They're not. It's going to be a corner. Fucking hilarious that is. How's this vote coming by along? Let's have a look. So 82% of you are saying United should just pay the money for Baleba. 82% here. That's a fucking landslide if ever I've seen one. That is a landslide. Let's just stick with this a second. Joe Gomez. Oh, it's a good tackle, that is. Right, Bournemouth now can break here. Oh, that's a great challenge by Liverpool. Liverpool at it again. No, but it wasn't, was it, Liam? It was against them. They should have got it. They should have had a player sent off for Bournemouth. It was blatant handball. And that's what I mean. That's how important Baleba is. I agree. Look at this ball coming through. Ooh. I tell you what, this is done. If anyone's got Alisson in their dream team and Salah, if any of you were stupid enough like me to fucking captain Salah, fucking moron. Absolute moron. Ball's played out. Nah, this I don't see anything else happening here with this now. I think it's all done. I think it's all done. What else is happening here? I can't believe that. I absolutely can't believe Chiesa. That's his first goal in the Premier League. He's been there a fucking year. Been there a year. Fucking football, eh? Bloody hell. Bournemouth are just honking this ball forward now. Sorry, chat. I will get back to United talk in a second. No. Oh, hang on a minute. Salah's in. Has he got enough there, though? Salah. I tell you what, Liverpool have just... Oh, Salah! There we go. Salah. And I captain. I'm not celebrating Salah, but I got him as captain. That saved my fucking dream team. I am not celebrating a Liverpool goal. Fucking almost did then. That was horrendous. There we fucking hell. What has the world come to? Lucky Liverpool, says Liam. Fucking hell. There we go then. I don't need to watch the end of that. Don't need to watch the end of that at all. Right. So anyway, let's get back to United. Let's get back to United because I can't be talking about Liverpool anymore. So, as I said to you before then, chap, who do you see as starting in the midfield for Manchester United this Sunday against Arsenal? I am going to tell you now, and I'm going to put it in the chat. My midfield 2, Bruno and Mainu. Who is your midfield that you were putting in against Arsenal on Sunday? I'm going Bruno and Mainu. I think that's the only one we can do. Play Mainu and Bruno in that double pivot. Let the boys ahead do the attacking. Let them do all the work up there. Bruno can still ping a ball from absolutely fucking anywhere on the pitch. Mainu has looked really, really sharp since the pre-season. I think that's the only one for me. I think if we do anything else, I think we would lose the game. We have to put some sort of energy in that midfield. Bruno and Mainu, says Dan. I agree with that. Wah, ha, 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 says good game to remind me how much I hate these bastards. Fucking hell. Honestly, do you know something? You forget about Salah, how many goals he's got. He's now 4th in the all-time Premier League goal scoring list. That twat. Come on, guys. I want to hear who you're putting in the midfield. Who are you putting in the midfield to line up for United against Arsenal on Sunday? I think Dan and I are going Bruno and Mainu. Liam's gone Ugarte and Mainu, but it won't happen. Liam, why don't you think... I mean, I agree with you. Manchester United, we know for certain, are going to play Bruno and somebody else. So we have to remember that it's Bruno and then one of the two. Unless he does an absolute madness and starts Cunha up top or Brian up top and pushes Bruno into the attacking midfield role and then has a Mainu and Ugarte maybe. I hope he doesn't do that. Unfortunately, I think it'll be Bruno and Ugarte, says Anthony. John Wayne... Love that name. Mainu and Bruno. Bruno. Chappie says, I think he'll play Cassie and Bruno. I hope not, Chappie. If we play Cassie and Bruno, we're going to get absolutely smoked on Sunday. They will absolutely batter us. Now we missed out on Baleba. Go get Kamara. Do you know something? Lamine Kamara, you've just reminded me, John Wayne, on that. Lamine Kamara, I did see some bits and pieces before about that. Let me bring it. So, see, it's not a reputable source. TBR. I'm not going to even bother with that one. What did Laurie Whitwell say? Was it Laurie Whitwell that said about it? I'm trying to think. I saw somewhere that we were looking at him, that we did have some interest. Monaco midfielder, 35 million. 35 million for him. Deadline Day Live. Okay, so Transfer News Live, Deadline Day Live. They've come out and said that United are interested in the profile of Lamine Kamara, 21 years old. And I have to say, do we give a Lamine Kamara a chance? Do we give him a chance to come in and do something? How old is he? I don't think he's very old, is he? 21 years old. Kid could develop. Could develop. Fernandez is not disciplined enough to play centre mid. He strays out of position too much. Welcome back, Ben. Welcome back. Did you have Chiesa in your fantasy football, Ben? I fucking didn't. I didn't even realise he was fucking playing for Liverpool still. That's hilarious. That is absolutely hilarious. Just want to see about Lamine Kamara, see if there's anything else there. I mean, look, let's be honest. The 6 alternatives that are being linked around for Manchester United are Hjulmand, Angelo Stiller, Kamara, Aguero, Guerrera, Javi Guerrera. I don't think that'll be done. And then Adam Wharton, of course. I just don't know. The thing, I mean, Kamara, you've got me twisted about that. John Wayne, you've got my interest peaked about that. Let me write that name down. I might do a video on it. Hang on a minute. Lamine Kamara. Okay. I'll have a look at that one. Liam says Fernandez is not disciplined. Yeah, I agree. He absolutely he strays out of position far too much. This is the problem with Bruno. I wonder if Bruno becomes a born-again central midfielder and on Sunday we see this guy stick to his lane and not push her up the pitch, well, then we can sit there and go, if he's doing this against Arsenal, let's see what he does for the rest of the season. But Bruno, he has to be the most disciplined we've ever seen him. And the one thing I will say about Bruno Fernandes, love him or hate him, discipline is not in his vocabulary. Couldn't you say that, could I? So, be interesting. Blowy says, hello, Dan. How are you? What happened with Baleba? I'll tell you what happened with Baleba. If you've just joined because you've been watching the Liverpool game, I'll tell you what's just happened with Baleba. Brighton have said, absolutely not. Bloody hell. Why is Salah crying? Oh, because they're singing the Diogo Jota. Do you know something? Football is football, but that's so sad to see, that is. That's so sad. You know, honestly, thoughts and prayers again. You know, I think Salah was very close with Jota, wasn't he? That's beautiful to see. That is. That's beautiful. No, but triple captain Salah. I hate to say it, but I was delighted when he scored. You wasted your triple captain first game of the season, Ben. Dude, triple captain wasted. Oh, Christ. Wah, ha, 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 says Amorim has to give the midfielders a game plan and hope they follow it. But the midfield, that midfield is crucial. We don't have a good natural pairing, so it's on Amorim to make something work. Well, do you know something? Wah, ha, 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 ha. I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say something. This is what Amorim's paid to do. Amorim is the manager of Manchester United. He's going to have to come up with a solution against a midfield that, let's not forget, is probably going to be Odegaard, Rice and Zubimendi. Now, some people might remember Zubimendi didn't have a very good time out against United when we played last season. I think it was at Sociedad. He didn't look great in that game. But this is where the manager earns his money. This is where the manager absolutely earns his money. He could pull a masterclass. He could absolutely pull a masterclass. Do I think he will? I think it all depends on who he plays in that midfield. Bruno and somebody else. Who knows? Hi, guys. What about Amadou Onana and Villa or Manu Kone at Roma as alternative to Baleba? Do you know something? People said about Amadou Onana, I'm not fussed on him. I'm going to say that because I watched him so much last season. Couldn't finish a game. He was constantly coming off injured. Big boy, still young. Villa would want crazy money. It wouldn't surprise me if they quoted us the same money that we've been quoted for Baleba. So I think Onana from Villa, I think, would be a no-go. And Salah, yeah, he does always score on the opening day, but that's why I didn't triple captain him. There we go. I'd rather him crying for a loss of points than loss of a teammate. I'd rather him crying for a loss of points than the loss of a teammate. Oh, I see what you mean. You had me worried then, wahaha. You had me worried. I thought you were being naughty there. No singing, please. What do you mean no singing, Ferdinand? Come on now. Didn't do fancy football, waiting for Super 6, lol. Hopping here. Bruno and Casemiro are going to start. Mark my words, Amorim is too predictable. Nubis is fuming. Nubis is absolutely fuming. And wahaha says Zubimendi is a doubt, I hear. Let's have a look. I love doing this. Injury news. Arsenal. Let's have a look. We all know, by the way, that Mazraoui is definitely going to miss the United game. Let's have a look. Kai Havertz and Calafiori both returned. Trossard remains absent, but he says he should be back to action in a matter of days. I can't see anything. I'll tell you something. I'm glad Gabriel Jesus isn't playing. That lad rattles the shit out of me. That lad rattles me to death. I absolutely can't stand Gabriel Jesus. He is a player I love it when he gets clattered. Just such an annoying little shit. Oh, you little shit. Let's have a look at the vote, guys, as well. I forgot about the votes. Where are we at? 78% of you have said pay the money for Baleba. Fair enough. I can see that. Guys, we're on 37 likes and there is 57 watching. Let's go on the madness and hit that like button now. It takes 2 seconds. Hit the like button. I want to see that rise as much as I can, please. We really want 50 tonight, so help me get to 50 likes. That would be Lovely jubbly. Please hit the like button. And where else have we got here? Really hope Sesko starts. I think, look, people worrying about Sesko. I think he knows he has to start Sesko. I think he knows that if he doesn't start Sesko, then he is forgoing. Look, Amorim can't have watched the Fiorentina game. Can't have watched the Fiorentina game and thought, yeah, we looked okay. We didn't. In attacking, we looked abysmal. We were just very fortunate that we got the equaliser. Manchester United need to play with that focal point. We have looked great in pre-season when we have had a striker, a decent striker up top to do something. When we've played this false nine bullshit, that's where our midfield and our attack has looked absolutely laboured. So I think Sesko will start. I genuinely do. United will play the low block as usual with the two in midfield, relying on counter using Brian and Dorgu's speed. But do you know something, Nubis? Why not? Why not? We're going to have to utilise the speed. Dorgu's pace is rapid. Brian's pace is rapid. Diallo, if he plays him, is quick. United have got... And Sesko, by the way, is quick as well. And there we go. Shane confirms it. Hope you're well, Shane. Good to see you. Good to see you. Zubamendi is fine. He's been training all week. Jesus, the guy who tried to piggyback ride one of our players in January and is still injured from that. Is that the injury? Is that what he's still injured from? Shane, you're an Arsenal fan. What are your thoughts on Gabriel Jesus? I can't stand him. Steve says it will be long ball. Sunday, Dan, we'll be skipping the midfield. I don't think we will. I don't think we will see long ball. I don't. I think we will see them trying to play and focus down the lines, utilising the fact of Cunha and Brian pulling out wide, then coming in and allowing the space to come from. I can see Amorim benching Sesko and bringing him on after 70 minutes. He'll play Brian as a striker and Ahmad on the right 10 and Dallo at right wing back. Okay, I like that. I like what you're saying there. Injury prone, overpaid, fake Brazilian. Shane, you have just put the comment of the night, my man. Purple patch player. I hated him at City. I absolutely hated him. Honestly, it just you know when you get players that wind you up. What's your score prediction, Dan? As it nears closer, I'm edging towards a United win. I'm sticking with a United win. I've said it. I'm going to stick with 2-1. Shane, what's your prediction, by the way? I want to see, because we're getting closer now, guys. Put your predictions in for Sunday. Put your predictions in. See if any one of you have changed your mind on it. Shane says 280 grand a week. His inverted eyebrows. Hang on, let me get this up. Let me see if he's got inverted eyebrows. Hang on a second. We'll get this on the screen. Fuck it, it's Friday. It's Friday. You know we like Fridays. I'm gonna Google it. Inverted eyebrows. Let me just have a look. Thing is, actually, I better put Gabriel. I can't just put Jesus. Gabriel Jesus eyebrows. Oh, I'm getting this on. Share this tab instead. Hang on a second. Fucking hell. Wow, that's class. Let me just zoom in. Why won't it come up? Oh, they really are inverted. They really are inverted, aren't they? Let me just share that. Hang on, let me share this one. Oh, Shane says we call him the gingerbread man from Shrek. How have I never seen this before? You know when you see something and you just can't unsee it. Let me just get rid of that a second. That is class. Now you know how much. Now you know why Arteta loves him so much. Jesus and Havertz are the most paid Arsenal players. I didn't know that. 3-1 United. Well done, Ben. I love to see that. Long cross from defence to wing back down. Honestly, come on, let's not go with that. We need to be positive. And Shane says I'm gonna go 2-2. Do you know something? Oh fuck it, I'm gonna have to take that off the screen, or else I'll be laughing for the rest of the evening. Search up gingerbread man Jesus. Oh, hang on a minute. Let's do this. Let's have a look. Dear me. As I said, it's Friday night, guys. Let's have some fun. Gingerbread man Jesus. Why have I never seen this before? Shane, honestly, that is fucking incredible. That has absolutely made my night. Fucking gingerbread man Jesus. That is honestly, that is absolutely class. No, I don't want to download all that. Fuck off. Oh, that's fucking brilliant. That is. Smash a like on the video for gingerbread man Gabriel Jesus. Oh, I fucking love that. I fucking love that. Look at this. Everyone's loving that. It's Friday, guys. If you're not at the pub and you're watching this, then we may as well have a little bit of fun, to be fair. But fucking hell. Oh, dearie me. Fucking hell. Do you know what I love about this? We're on a United channel and we've got an Arsenal fan, Shane, who I love, bantering his own players. That's why I love football. The fans, the good fans. That is, I got to. I'm taking that off. I'm taking it off. Right. No more gingerbread man, Jesus. Fucking hell. Oh, dearie me. That's made my night. Right then, guys, make sure you're liking and subscribing the video. We're on 40 likes. I want to see if we can get to 50 before the end of the stream. In fact, to be fair, Mrs. Robinson has already given me the knocking from downstairs. Z says, Dan, I wish we were playing Liverpool Sunday than Arsenal. They are a mess defensively. They were a mess, weren't they, Liverpool? But I kind of feel like, Z, we see this a lot, don't we? We see this a lot where teams open their first game of the season and they look quite frailty. They look quite frail. Search up his hairstyle really quick. You're going to get me in trouble here. You're going to get me in trouble. Gabriel Jesus. Let's go hairstyle. Is it I don't know. There's a few on here, mate. Is it this one? Let's have a look. Tennis ball. Oh, you're joking. Oh, that can't be right. Right. I'm going to say this, chat. I'm going to say this. What is it with what is it with footballers? Now, Diallo isn't exempt from this conversation. He genuinely isn't exempt from this conversation. But what is it with footballers doing this to their hair? Let me bring this back up. Why are footballers doing this to their hair? Ready? Look at this. Is that Jesus? That looks more like Mason Greenwood, that does. No, it must be. It looks like he's left his head in the fridge with food and it's got on his hair and gone moldy. You know when bread goes moldy? Fucking hell. And I have people telling me that. In fact, chat. I tell you what, you've got me in a fun mood. Name me the most crazy hairstyle that a footballer has had. I'll share you mine first. Let's go with. Okay, we'll go with an easy one. We'll go with the easy one. This one, considering he was my idol. Considering he was my idol, this was mine. Let me just bring him up a second. Get rid of that. Piss off, Sky. Is that coming up now? That for me is one of the worst haircuts a footballer has ever had. And I genuinely don't understand what he was thinking. What ones have we got here? I'll put some of these up, shall I? Let's have a look. Dan, I wish we were playing. Yeah, I've got that one, Z. Nah, it's been going on since pre-season with them, Dan. Not just today. I've been watching them. They're open. I mean, that's what we want, isn't it? We want to have a chance against this new balls. This search up. I've watched that one. So Dan, Baleba too much. Do you see us signing another midfielder? Predictions for Sunday? Does Sesko start? To Mills, I think we can still go for Baleba. I think this is still an option. I think we'll go for Hjulmand, and prediction is 2-1, my man. Thanks for commenting. And R9, yeah, we all remember the R9. Let's get the R9 one up. Hang on, we'll go through these. I'll get all of the ones up, shall I? R9 haircut. I mean, this was just a thing of beauty. This was. Let me just zoom out. Let me zoom out because that looks shite. Visit. Yeah, whatever. Ads. Share this tab. There we go. That was the king of them. That was the king of haircuts, wasn't it? Do you remember this haircut? Everyone's going for Ronaldo here. David Beckham, the Mohawk. R9, the Brazilian Ronaldo with half the haircut. I'm saving this one, mate. I'll Google this one in a second. Everyone's got Shamak as well. Shamak and Gervinho. Do you remember Gervinho? His forehead was actually up here. He has such a receding hairline. Craziest haircuts, guys. Let me put West Taribo West. Taribo West. This was a beaut. This was, wasn't it? This was a beaut. Will it be on? Will it have on that? Taribo West. Let's visit that. Let's visit that one. Share this tab instead. There we go. Taribo West. That is a haircut. That was a stunning haircut. Valderrama was another one, Ben. Valderrama. Yes. Yeah, Vidal. Tim Lewis, Arsenal. Pogba look like a pint. Nah. I'm not finishing that one. Beckham with the braids. Search up Tim Lewis. Let's have a look. Tim Lewis. Arsenal. Not a footballer, but fucking hell. Let's get this up. This is. You know when you got that mate and you go, lad, just give up the fucking ghost. That is the absolute. That's beautiful. That is. I mean, let me just see. Oh, Christ Almighty! Oh, chat, that is fucking horrendous. Worst haircut. That is like literally. That is the type of guy that. Oh God. Go to full images. I don't think there's any more on there because I went on the. Oh God, I'm going for Arsenal's bloody lot here. Let me go back. Hang on a minute. I'll keep him there and we'll go Tim Lewis. I'll have a look. Tim Lewis, Arsenal haircuts. Mate, honestly, that is horrendous. That is absolutely horrendous. What, you'd just give up the ghost, wouldn't you? You'd just give up the ghost. Shamak as well. Oh, guys, I could stay and Google these fucking haircuts all night, but I have to go down and see Mrs. Robinson. Now, remember, I'm not here tomorrow night. It's Mrs. Robinson's Saturday all the time. I always have a night off and give her a bit of love. Not like that, well, maybe like that. But guys, if anything breaks, I will come back live. You can believe that. Thanks for joining tonight. Make sure you subscribe and like on the way out. Hit the subscribe button. Please do that. We are growing. Love to each and every one of you. We haven't got Baleba yet, but it's not over. Hey now, don't dream it's over.